external genitalia. First let us see the formation of the indifferent stage. Now this is a cloacal membrane that is forming the covering of the lower part of the hindgut, and from the secondary mesoderm, that is primitive stick, that will come and surround caudally the cloacal membrane. We already know that the interembryotic mesodermal tissue will be proceeding from the primitive stick, that is cranial word, and caudal word it comes to enclose the cloacal membrane. Okay, and this is forming the fold called the cloacal fold. Now the cloacal membrane is divided into two parts, that is the anteriorly urogenital membrane and posteriorly the anal membrane. And this cloacal fold is surrounding this cloacal membrane. In the cranial most part there is a formation of tubercle called genital tubercle, surrounding the urogenital membrane called the urethral fold, and surrounding the anal membrane this is called the anal fold. Now in the 6th week, this is a picture of the indifferent stage. This is the genital tubercle. Surrounding this is the urethral fold, this is the anal membrane, but on the surrounding mesenchyme there one more fold comes, this is called the genital swelling. Okay, so this is up to this is the indifferent stage, that is after 6 weeks. Now under the effect of the hormone, estrogenic hormone secreted by the maternal ovary and also from the placenta, the effect will be on this tubercle. So the genital tubercle becomes the gland of the clitoris, and this will form this genital membrane. There is a formation of a group, this is called the urethral group. Surrounding this is a major group, that is the labia majors group, and then this is the anal membrane. Okay, now let us see when the female genital externally is confirmed, then this is the formation of this is a clitoris. And there are in the urogenital membrane there are two openings, one is a primitive external urethral orifice and the vaginal orifice, where the vaginal envelope, this part of the urethral fold is called the vestibule of the vagina. We will see how it is formed. Surrounding this clitoris, surrounded by this musculature, then this is your labia minora, that is from the primitive urethral fold, the labia minora is formed. Surrounding genital swelling, that forms the labia majora, which is anteriorly forming mons pubis, anterior labial commissure, posterior labial commissure, and this part is called the labia majora, that is from the genital swelling. So clitoris is from the genital tubercle, labia minora from the primitive urethral fold, and the labia majora it is from the genital swelling. Anteriorly it is mons pubis, anterior labial commissure, posterior labial commissures. This all together, this is the formation of the external genitalia of the female. Now how the vestibule of the vagina is formed? This is the phallic part of the urogenital, definitive urogenital sinus that opens into this. This is the membrane, urogenital membrane. These two fold, this is the primitive urethral fold and this is the genital swelling. Then ultimately this rupture, and what happens, the communication sets in. So this is the formation of the vestibule of the vagina, where it is opening of the clitoris, this urethral opening and also vaginal opening, and this place is guarded by the hymen. Okay. Now this is a formation of this is a labia minora, that is from the primitive urethral fold, and this is the labia majora, that is from the genital swelling. So this is how the external genitalia of the females are being formed. Now if you go on the male counterpart, in the male part, let us see what are the structure that form. Genital tubercle forms the phallus. From the phallus, here will be development of the glans penis. This is the urethral fold, and there is a fusion of the urethral fold, and this is the genital swelling. These genital swelling from the two sides unite to form the scrotal swelling. So ultimately this is the formation of the glans penis and the main shaft of the fold of the penis, that is being formed from this urethral fold, and this part, this scrotum, is formed from the genital swelling, and there is a line of fusion. This line of fusion between the two folds, this is called the urethral fold and raphe, urethral raphe, and this is from the penile raphe, that is the fold of the scrotal swelling, that is the scrotal raphe. This is how the male counterpart is being formed. Now ultimately what happens, this is the formation of the male counterpart, this is the endodermal part of the urethral plate, there is a formation of urethral plate, this is the primitive urethral groove, This is a primitive urethral fold, that is in case of male that is happening. Then there is the ectodermal part, and this is the endodermal part. This is the urogenital membrane, this is a bilaminar urogenital membrane. Ultimately that will be ruptures and the continuity maintained with this. This is the definitive urethral group will be formed, and ultimately this is the penile opening that is forming and the fusion of the urethral fold. This is how the male counterpart in the last part, a part of the skin comes, ectodermal part comes for the opening of the penile opening of the urethral opening in case of male. So this is the counterpart comparison between the male part and the female part under the effect of the estrogen in case of female part, under the influence of testosterone dihydroepisterone effect that is being secreted by the Leydig cells developing gonad, and this changes occurs in presence of Y chromosome. In case of males, that is the formation of the penis and the formation of the scrotum from the genital tubercle and the genital swelling. Ultimately the penile opening, the urethral opening opens into the penile part, and so the excretory part and the genital part, they will be same, and it is covered by a skin, part of the skin derived from the ectoderm. This is how the male counterpart is external genitalia is being formed. Okay.